Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video. And we are here at Circuit Paul Ricard, and I had a request from Shep that he needed some updated setups for the Ferrari. And of course, I have some, but not a lot. So, and he's doing a league. So we started off here with Paul Ricard, and I've been working on this for a while and tried a lot of different stuff. So I'll throw some suggestions out there when we go over the setup, but I just wanted to show a few laps, some few highlights, and of course the AI is at 100. I like doing that a lot here at Circuit Paul Ricard because drafting and things makes such a difference here. It's huge. So you really have to see how the car handles. If you can hang on to the draft, how it handles in the other sections, and it really helps. I mean, I really made a lot of different changes and things like that. I got it kind of roughed in, just doing practice, and then after that, started doing some races. But I probably did, I don't even know, probably over 50 laps and races. I probably did who knows how many? I can't even remember how many races I've done. Probably half a dozen or more. Just doing some, and sometimes I wouldn't like it and would just quit and then restart it, and then other ones I would finish and see how it was. See how the tires were and things like that. Then make a few adjustments and do another one, and just on and on and on. So, but I'm really happy with it. It's running decent, and so let's go and get it started. Show the start here. Starting sixth. Goes over the bumps all right. It's such a critical to get your start here at Paul Ricard because, I mean, you want to stay in the front group if at all possible, especially if it's a short race. And I did try this, when I was practicing, I did have it set up with 80 liters. But then he told me that his races are about 30 minutes, so it should be fine because then this race here I got like 50, and I think it takes like 55 to do a 30-minute race. Talk about speed though. Look at that, 180. Shoo-wee, man, that thing. It's like maxed out in sixth gear. Never seen that in a Ferrari before. And the AI is, as far as I'm concerned, they're quick around here. I mean, they're running high, 54s. So to me, that's decent time. So. Like I said, for us non-aliens, that's still trying to keep up with. It's pretty quick. Let's jump in the car. Yeah, this thing's a missile down this dang straightaway here, I mean, as far as keeping up. too close to him. You know, trying to see where you're turning and everything, and plus I know it's going to take some air off the front. You know, too much under his rear end, it's going to, and I don't want that, especially at that corner. It goes over the bumps decent, so I'm happy with that. Some of these curbs are pretty treacherous here. Still try to, you know, watch which where you're going as far as the curves, because, you know, I tried to not hit them real hard. It's kind of neat because you got a Porsche up in the lead, and then a Lamborghini, Audi, and then a Ferrari. So all different, you know, and they all are different, you know. I mean, the Porsche is probably the weakest down the straightaway, but it's pretty strong everywhere else. So. Now here, I think. It says I go out of bounds right here. See how it just barely went out of bounds. I mean, just, man, I didn't think I did, but I guess I did, but it was just barely out of bounds. So this lap isn't really an official lap, but I don't think that really, I didn't really make any time on that. So I love racing the AI. They're fun. It was fun, all of these races. A couple of the other races, I had the Porsche in front of me, and you could just, man, if I could get behind the Porsche, I could just go right around them. You can tell the big difference in speed, but you know, they were tough. You know, pretty much everywhere else. And I was doing better than the last lap and this lap. I was actually on my Delta, I was doing better, but I messed up the last turn and really ticked me off because I was actually doing better. And see, at that time I was inbounds by a few feet. But I came up to this last turn and just blew it. I was so mad because I was right on top of doing another high 54 or 55 flat right there. See, I blocked it up and I went wide. So I messed up that turn, cost me at least a couple tenths at least. That was still a 55.24. So, you know, but it should have been a 55 flat or a high 54 if I would have just not messed up that last turn. But so I was really happy with it. This is how I finished. That mistake right there on that last turn just that, again, if you lose contact, which I didn't totally lose contact, but if you're not helping with the draft, a couple tenths here, tenth there, and you start losing, and it's hard to get it back. So especially them guys, their AI is just hitting, running high 54s all day long. So again, I was really happy with the car though. So let's go to the setup. Like I said, I finished fourth. Where I started sixth, finished fourth, so that's okay. It was a good race. Got 24 left front, 26 left rear, 25.4 right front, 26.6 right rear. The toe's a negative 0.05 on the front, with the camber at negative 3.7 on the left front and negative 3.5 on the right front, with the caster at 13. The toe on the rear is negative 0.15, with the camber at negative 3.3 on the left rear and negative 3.2 on the right rear. Electronics are 4, 4, and 4, with the 1 on the 1 ECU map. I don't think you can, to go down to 3, I don't know. I mean, you could try it if you want to, but, this thing is such an animal on ECU map 1 that I just don't think. A couple times I did try it, and it just seemed like it wanted to, spin up a lot of real easy. So I just the TC and the electronics and everything on the Ferrari are some of the best. So I don't think it costs you that much. First fuel, I got 55 liters. Number 1 brake pad, and there was graining on every combination I went through. It had graining, so no matter what I did, it never changed. So it was just the way it was. No matter what spring package. I must have tried so many different spring packages, and it did make a difference. Anti-roll bar, got 30 on the front, 57 brake bias, steering ratios all the way down. Springs in the front are 163,800 with a 600 bump stop rate and a 5 bump stop range on the left and a 10 bump stop range on the right. And on the rear, the springs are 141,000 with a bump stop rate of 500 and a bump stop range of 18 on the left rear and 30 on the right rear. Any roll bar is 10 and the preload on the diff is 60. And I have tried all kinds of different stuff here. The springs, I've tried just about everything except maxed out. I've tried softer springs, I've tried stiffer springs, I've tried just about everything you can think of. And now if you want to go one click up, you can do that. If you want to just go one click up on all these springs, I've tried that, and it seemed all right. Didn't really see any gain out of it, but you can do that. But I kind of like the little bit softer springs just because some of the bumps, it takes them just a little bit better. Doesn't upset the car as much. So, but other than performance-wise, I didn't see any difference. As far as everything else, I mean, I tried with the preload on the diff. I tried even all the way up to 90. But it gets too much of a, with the rear end trying to lock up in certain places, it gets too much of a mid-corner understeer and things like that. And I need it to be very smooth on these long turns, those long right-hand turns and things like that. And, a lot of the rights and lefts real quick. So it just seemed like 60 worked the best. So I went with that. Brake bias, you can, 57 is fine. You can probably go down to 56. After the tires are warmed up, or you're getting maybe, after you're starting to get a little wear, you can go ahead and go down to 56. Got the shocks, and on the front they are 3, 3, 5, and 6. And on the rear, left rear is 2, 1, 6, 8, and on the right rear it's 2, 1, 5, 7. So, and again, that was all done by Motec. Again, always making small adjustments here and there. Constantly going through it, and when I change stuff, and then if I thought it was pretty good, then I go back and check the Motec and adjust the shocks accordingly. Aero got 61 front and rear with a 4 rear wing and a 3 and a 3 and a brake ducts, and the front aero variation is a 1.3 to the positive. Now I've tried ride heights all over the place. I mean, everywhere. I've tried wing. You can actually try 3. But so you can do that, but it gets a little hairy. So you might be able to get away with it in qualifying, maybe, and the track has to be really, has to be optimum. But as far as that goes, you can also, if it rotates too much, you can. What I would do is I would just lower this down a click, down to 60 in the rear, like that, and you can even go down to 59 if you think it rotates too much to slow it down. That's just a little difference. So I don't think it'll make up. It'll help you a little bit, but really, you need the car to still handle good around in the tight parts and things like that. I mean, you can also add a wing to it. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it will slow it down a little bit. I mean, I tried it all the way up to a 7 or 8 wing even, just to see. I like trying a lot of different varieties just to see what the difference in speed is. And you're looking at about a couple mile an hour between like this here and all the way up to, like, let's say you have a 7 rear wing, you're probably losing 2 miles an hour. So, again, that's just, you go down about 172, something like that, where this is doing like 174 by itself. And of course in the draft it went all the way up to 180. I mean, it's just that's about the fastest I've ever seen anything go here at Paul Ricard. So again, I'm really happy with it. I hope you try it, and I hope you like it. If any feedback or comments are always welcome. I love talking to all my sim racing friends. And of course, a link to the setup will be in the description. And of course, I have a PayPal link down there also. If you want to help support the channel that way, it's fine. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that has, and all the support, whether it's a like, subscribe, sharing it, all those kinds of things are all support. And I thank you for any of that. And I sure hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.